You're listening to Podketeers.
Welcome to episode 421 of Podketeers. This week we talk about the amazing photos coming from the Webb telescope, which we're pretty sure was being used to find space Vikings, tiny decorative Halloween and Christmas villages. We compare Haunted Mansion and Indiana Jones merch, which somehow turns into a conversation about 3D printers and how we can make chocolate coins with them. Disney is adding a new car locator to their app, and we get ready to enter the Chibiverse. As always, we'd love to hear how you feel about the things that we talk about in this episode, and you can join the conversation on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Just search for Podketeers if you're not yet following us, but we'd love for you to join us on our Discord server. Joining the community is super simple. Just head on over to podketeers.com/421, click on the Discord logo, or you can go to our pinned IG story and click on the Discord logo there. A very special thank you goes out to an awesome group of people known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. As part of the FGP Squad family, you get some additional perks like exclusive discount codes for Podketeers gear, additional content like the Podketeers After Show, and access to our happy hour calls, just to name a few. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to check out podketeers.com/FGP. And as always, a super special thank you goes out to the FGP Squad for their continued support. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the intro. It's time to get this episode started. If this is your first time listening, welcome. We hope that you like what you hear and that you come back for more. And of course, if you've been hanging with us for some time, welcome back, friends. This is episode 421 of Podketeers.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Oh, I got
Hey, it's good enough.
I mean, this is definitely a water sippy episode because it's hot.
It's been hot. Have you guys ever? So, I remember at my house that I lived in with my dad, and when I was going to high school, we had a fridge in a garage, and you keep the drinks in there and everything. And I always take we have the drinks in the door, the water, bottles of water in the door. And you take the bottle of water out, and I just realized, I think I dropped it one day or something, but I realized that if I shook the bottle of water really quick, it would turn into like an icy, like a slushy of water. And I always thought that was like the coolest thing. And I haven't thought about that in, probably since it happened. It's been quite a while. So I don't know. I kind of want to replicate that now. I'm now realizing.
I've seen a science experiment where they do something like similar to that, but they don't shake it. What they do is they get the water bottle to a particular temperature, and then it has to do with how the particles react to the temperature change, because when they take the water bottle, they'll slam it on the floor of the table, and then all you see is like particles of ice begin to form from the bottom of the bottle, like towards the top. And it's such a cool thing to see, like to witness when it's happening. But I don't think I've ever, like, it just gets like icy. And if you're not careful, it gets kind of pokey. Right? Some of it's pretty sharp because it's shards of glass, or shards of ice, rather. But it feels like glass.
That would be rough, I tell you
but
what.
It feels like glass. But I've never seen it turn to slush. Like, that's miracle fridge, dude.
I don't know. He doesn't have that fridge anymore. It kind of makes me sad. I don't know what kind of what do I say?
Witchcraft?
Yeah, witchcraft or science experiment was going on in there. I don't know. Was the fridge just at 2 degrees, 31 degrees or something, and it was just below, or 33 degrees, I should say. Just a little warmer, and I have no idea. There's probably some science person out there that knows more than me about this that could just like, oh yeah, that's the Johnson effect or something, whatever they name it.
I'm sure they make baby powder, but I'm sure they would want to claim it.
No, that's Johnson & Johnson. This is the Johnson & Johnson. It's the Lennon McCartney star effect. a Harrison
Interesting.
effect. I don't know.
Well, whatever it was, I'm going to stick to witchcraft. And I'm going to say that you need to figure out where that fridge is.
Although,
Or just figure out how to replicate it, because that is a
strictly
tasty
taboo.
treat. If you
Yeah.
like slushy water, like
Yeah,
all
and then
gotta
you
do
just
is, like
Just
what
like
was
that.
you squirt, little Mio or something there.
Oh yeah, you could put meal in. I was just gonna eat the ice crush, dude. Now you've made a whole raspado.
You go,
Right? To go?
That's how I know them. Yes, shaved ice is a common ice treat. As a kid, I used to love eating raspados. But yeah, I love crushed ice. And there's like certain places that I like to get crushed ice from. And then I started watching like the TikTok videos of places that don't clean out their ice machines. I'm like, I'm never ordering ice again. And so
Ew.
now I just order without ice.
It's like you
whenever I
gotta
go
get
out
those
somewhere.
little nugget ice. Ooh, that's
Oh,
good.
dude.
The little
Yeah.
nuggets.
You know who's got great ice? Sonic.
Yes, they do. By the
So
They got
bag.
the little pellets, like
Yeah.
the little round. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
nice
that's-
and soft and fluffy. It's great.
Fluffy ice.
I
Yeah.
wish I had one for a pillow right now.
Oh man.
I remember, I don't know if it's all of the AMPMs, but I remember at least one AMPM that I went to. They had like 2 or 3 different ice like types that you could get. Like you go over here and it's cubes. You go over here, it's the pellets or whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fancy.
That's fancy for real.
Yeah, the fancy AMPM.
At our local AMPM, we were lucky if the ice machine worked.
Right?
Toomgus was out, back there breaking it or something.
Oh man, I feel like I need like an ocean water or something from Sonic now, just to get me through the evening.
There you go, because it's like
Same.
8 billion degrees outside.
And with everything closed up, it doesn't make it any easier. So I'm not. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Well, let's move on. So
Moving on.
before we do, since we're talking about sciencey stuff and how to make water into ice, did you see the images from the Webb telescope this week?
Dude, yeah.
How
Oh my
rad is that?
gosh. Just the first picture, like I only seen the first one, and then when I read more details afterwards, your mind is blown.
Uh-huh.
Dang. All the little mini galaxies and everything that you're seeing, and you just want to zoom in. And
Like, just keep going. Zoom, zoom,
Yeah.
zoom, zoom,
Yeah.
zoom. Why does
Yeah.
this go zoomer? Like,
I want to see everything.
Yeah.
it's a great job by the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, whatever. Like, I can't even say it, The brigade. There you go.
Webb?
Worldwide. Yeah, Webb. That's the Webb telescope, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that Webb.
It's that Webb. They make Spider-Man stuff and then a cool telescope. That's what they
The
do,
end.
right?
They
Same
make
people.
little spider bots and
Little
a big old
spider
telescope.
bots and a big spider vehicle, whatever the thing that's called. I don't know.
That makes sense. If Webb really is behind this telescope, it makes sense, because if they have to go out looking for the Guardians or Space Vikings or anything like that,
Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be the best way to find them. There's going to be a lot of searching, because in the images that we saw, I was reading something about how it was like the image that we saw was equivalent to a speck of sand.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that much detail fit into a speck of sand
Yeah.
blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was in awe. Like some of those images, there's one where it looks like one galaxy. This is essentially what happened after the end of Loki, right? When all of the universes started to clash, because there's one image of this like orange universe, like just painting over a blue universe, and it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's made up. Like it looks like somebody just thought of this and painted it. It's so beautiful to look at.
Right? It totally is. And, we're seeing memes and we're seeing this photo be used for everything. But can you imagine, like, if we were to get another photo, or if technology just progresses and we could see much more? Like, yeah, the way that you described it about the sand, I mean, how they also said that if you were to put your arm out and just think of it like that's the part of the sky, that's it. That's that little part is part of that sky. So there is so much more that we haven't seen yet, which is like, oof, mind blown.
Yeah. They labeled it Stefan's Quintet. I didn't know if it was Stefan or Steven, but Stefan's Quintet, I believe, is what they named this group of 5 galaxies that they found, which are apparently located almost 300 million light years away. Okay?
That's fine.
I mean, if they get to the point where technology starts showing us people waving back,
that would be awesome.
From some other planet or something in one of those galaxies. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those moments where everybody's like, we told you so. Like, all the conspiracy theorists are like, yes, we were vindicated. I mean, honestly, wherever you stand on the conversation, if the universe is this vast, it's insane to not somehow think that there isn't life in one of these other universes, these galaxies that we're finding, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
there has
my
to
brain's
be.
just like,
yeah,
it's like firing like all these thoughts looking at these photos, and it makes you feel so much smaller when you begin to cross those boundaries, right? And it's such a strange feeling, because I feel like even just here on 616, when you start thinking about how the internet and travel has made the world so much smaller. Like centuries ago, everybody's like, oh, it's this giant thing. It's like you'll never be able to explore. And there's people on YouTube that literally their whole thing is, I'm going to fly to every country at one point in my lifetime. That's all they do. And like every video, they're in a different country or something, right? So technology is getting us closer and closer to everything in the galaxy, everything in the universe at this point. And it's mind-boggling how cool this is.
Totally is.
If anything, if at one point I see a raccoon shooting up something in one of those photos, I don't know. I'm gonna lose it.
Or like, like a living planet or something like that.
A living planet, yeah.
Like a big head with like a giant collar just in the sky.
That would be crazy. If they take a picture of the other side of the moon and it happens to actually be a dude with a monocle, that would be crazy.
The moon is made of cheese, Heyzen.
Oh, so it's not a dude with a monocle?
No, the moon is made of cheese, and everybody knows this.
But why do they keep saying that there's a man on the moon?
Because there's a man on the moon, and then the cow jumps over the moon, and wait. I don't know.
All I remember is that the dish ran away with the spoon because they wanted to go sing a song about being a guest somewhere. So, I mean, it is what it is. But technology.
Miracles from molecules and something.
Good one.
That's a song.
Good one.
Miracle. That's about a microscope, not a telescope. But it's kind of close.
You know what?
Yeah,
It works.
It's like the opposite. But the same.
But you're still seeing something small.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very far away from you.
There we go.
In size.
There you go.
Well done.
Thanks, Sherman Brothers.
Boom. The Sherman Brothers were way beyond their time when it came to science.
They wrote that about the Webb telescope.
That made the little spider robots.
Yeah, exactly. Spider bots.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
And it's all connected, man. Disney owns everything.
Right. So it's July, and apparently we're already beginning to see some Halloween stuff going on because FGP Squad member Anita posted that Costco has already begun to put out some of their Halloween their toys. That's what they have, Halloween toys. They have an entire Disney Halloween village available.
Yeah.
It's $100, Have either of you ever put up those little villages for Halloween or for Christmas or anything like that?
Yeah, I have. I had a few pieces where I had a Ferris wheel, I had a little merry-go-round. It was I forgot who made it. I think it was like Max or something. But yeah, they're really cute. They really are.
Yeah, I had at one point had a Christmas village that I would put out, but not a Halloween one. But my uncle, he goes all out. He discovered Halloween villages, and he has like a big entry table in his house, and he like took a big old piece of foam and carved it so it looked like, rocks in the ground, and glued all the grass to it, and
That's cool.
tombstones and the witches and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I've seen many of these before. They are very, very detailed and cool.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, because I've always been intrigued by these little Christmas villages, and every time that Disney puts out like the little buildings, the shops, and all that stuff, I've always wanted to buy them and start collecting them, because apparently these are they're big, right? They have companies that just specialize in this, and they have yearly collectibles and everything. Like Hallmark even got into the game, and they do a lot of that stuff as well. But I always wanted to build like Main Street USA Christmas time. But then the more that I started seeing these Halloween ones, I just feel like there's so much more you can do with your imagination to, like you said, like the little tombstones and stuff like that. And there's a lot of artists that do this type of stuff. Like, I don't know if you follow her, but on Instagram, TikTok, all the socials, Art Savannah.
Yes.
So Savannah,
yes.
she's so great at what she does, and she's put together these little villages and stuff before. And I was watching one of her videos recently that just inspired me, and I was thinking, well, maybe this Christmas I'll do one. The thing is that I don't have the space to put it, right? And when you say, like, your uncle puts out this giant table and everything, like, it's commitment. Like, it's not only a space commitment, but how much time you commit to putting it together. If you haven't been collecting for a long time, like, you're going to have, like, obviously a small little town, and every year you buy one. Like, some people make it, like, their yearly thing, right?
Yeah.
So after collecting 20, 30 years, you have, several large pieces. You can have an entire table. I don't know. I want to start it, but I also know me, and I know that if I get this started, I'm going to get obsessed with it, and I'm going to end up buying way too many of these things.
So
yeah, that could happen.
So I just was doing some looking up because I had remembered one of the companies called Department 56. They make a lot of...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I just did a little searching, and they have a mansion, a mansion replica. And it's only, let's see, how about this? How about you guess the price of how much this mansion, let's see. It is 9 inches by 9 inches by 10.5 inches. And it has lights, and it's got little pumpkins.
Well, knowing that I researched, I didn't know about this company in particular, but I did research a couple of other ones. Knowing that it's a Disney product, I'm gonna say it's at least $300 to $400 for it.
Oh, I was gonna say like $150.
Smack in the middle, $285, or just right under $3.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, this is it's like resin as opposed to, I know a lot of them like porcelain or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ceramic.
But or ceramic. But this one's got little like LED lights and little pumpkins. Like it's mansion dressed up like Halloween, but not Haunted Mansion Holiday. So it's kind of interesting. I think you would like it, Heyzen, because it's just got little jack-o'-lanterns and like little...
What is the company again?
Department 56. They also sell They also sell like the ugliest Haunted Mansion salt and pepper shakers I've ever seen. They're just square.
The mansion? Oh my gosh, Heyzen. Look at it. Yeah, that's sheer joy.
Yo, this is dope! Look at the little pumpkins.
Yeah,
oh
the
my
little
gosh,
pumpkins are
you
cute.
guys.
And
I
then
wish you guys could see that.
Oh my god. This is so cool. I just got an alert
Wow.
from my browser saying that if I buy it from this other vendor, I can save $9.93 as opposed to
Hey.
Amazon's price.
Shipping.
Take that, Amazon Prime Day.
Yep.
Oh man, this is great. Oh my god, this is so cool. $300 for this though. Look,
Yes.
honestly, oh man, that's the problem. I'd pay that for this.
Okay,
This
so-
is
cool.
Look, this feels like it's another notch in the yes column for Heyzen needs a 3D printer.
Yes. Well, I would say this. If you were to invest in a piece that's mansion, I would say go with this instead of the Legos that we were looking at the other week.
But Legos are so freaking fun.
But this one lights up.
Oh, they have a companion piece of the hitchhiking ghosts,
There you go. It's a sign.
and they have the gates that have pumpkin. Oh man, why?
See, all signs point to yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
Why? And then they have like a little Department 56 Disney Halloween Village accessories pack, which is a tree with candy corn and a pumpkin, which is $40. They have the big Mickey pumpkin from Main Street.
Yeah, they do, and they have like a Mickey and Minnie pumpkin. Like they got all kinds. of cool
Oh,
stuff.
Andrew, what have you done?
I'm sorry. You know,
what
I'm not.
have you done?
I'm not sorry. Actually, this is cool stuff. Like
There you go.
This is why people
Oh, my
get.
wife is gonna hate me.
I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance.
Oh, they have a
think about
Jack Skellington.
They have a zero cookie jar, Melissa.
They have, I need to stop browsing through this stuff.
Oogie Boogie gives a spin. They have Oogie Boogie with the spinning wheel, $110.
Look,
That's
the Mickey
cool.
pumpkin is 4 inches. It lights up, and it's only $45.
That's
Okay,
not too bad.
I'm adding all of these items to my wish list. So add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart.
Did you see the
Ooh.
Mickey Pumpkin Town streetlights?
I was just about to mention those.
That or the
On the
Headless
wish list it goes.
Horseman.
Add to cart.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, I need to close this. I can't.
This show is slowly becoming just like, let's listen to the Podketeers browse the internet and see all the fun stuff there is to buy.
How did we
Well,
get
no, they
into
could shop
this?
with us.
Yeah.
The Costco Village.
Oh, the
thing.
Costco Village. Okay, I guess it's a good way to start. If you're going to do something like that, the Costco Village, if you can find it, was about $100. So thanks, Anita, for posting that. I might check my Costco to see if they have it.
It kind of is giving me like, I was looking at the pictures, it's giving me like Phantom Manor, like,
It's
vibes.
It's still kind of dope, though. I
no,
like
it's
it.
cool. Like, I
Yeah.
like it. And it comes with a little pumpkin, Mickey pumpkin, street light. Goofy is a zombie, Pluto in a doghouse, Mickey and Minnie behind like a little sign and some gates and
Man.
oh,
then
and
there's-
yeah, the house has like Huey, Dewey, and Louie in it coming out as like in their little Halloween costumes. That's funny.
Man, then there was all that new merch that we posted, the throws and the pillows and that Loungefly backpack at Hot Topic. There's so much good stuff. Why don't they lower the price so I can buy more?
Just
I
give
asked
me
the same thing.
Where's the
Dare they?
Why don't they have a coupon? I need coupon.
I need coupons for this. How
Yeah, but
dare
that-
they charge
yeah.
so much for it? Don't they know I would buy more if it was less expensive?
Exactly. You know what? On that, you brought up the mansion merch. They have, besides the blanket and the pillow, they have like a couple other things on there. They have, which I think are really cool, bookends that are the tombstones, like two of the tombstones.
I didn't see those.
Brother Dave and good old Fred, $44.99. I think those are kind of neat. Just a little something, small enough to like be on a shelf, kind of things.
Well, considering
Um,
I'm setting up this shelf, I guess I'm going to need stuff, right?
Yeah, I need to keep those books up. You got so many books. It could be card ends too. You could just line up all the cards and then put on Invention Tombstones.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
You are not kidding, sir.
They also have a dog toy, a dog chew toy. That's the 5 singing busts, which is fun. That's new. What else is new? Oh, and a pop socket. I'm sorry, pop grip. One's Madame Leota, and one is the wallpaper. And then a Madame Leota handbag that is not a Loungefly. That is $35.
Oh, they still have the Funko pins.
The big, the bigger one,
big
bigger
Funko pins.
Yeah.
So much cool stuff to buy.
It looks like the inside of this bag. I'm assuming that's why this picture is here. The inside of the bag, like the lining, is the green and black stripe, like the cast member costumes. So I don't know. There's so much stuff.
Oh man! All right, we need to get off merch because this is way too. Oh, did you see all this indie merch that they have?
Don't get me started on the indie merch.
Did we?
They're like, okay, you got me started on it, so I'm gonna just have a little rant right now.
They have a crystal skull you can buy.
Yeah, it's like really expensive too. I mean, I thought the crystal skull was fine, so that's whatever.
It looks like an alien head.
Yeah, exactly. But the Indiana Jones merchandise is so. We just talked about how good the Mansion merch is, and they're like, Indiana Jones. I don't know. There's 4 movies. How about we make something from 3 of the movies? How about that? And then let's make them really expensive, and then also a jacket that looks nothing like Indiana Jones's jacket.
Right.
And let's just do that, and then nothing else. I think the 3 of us could come up with 9,000 better things for Indiana Jones merchandise that people would buy. They're making a 5th movie. Indiana Jones has to be popular if they're making a 5th movie. So why do they not have good merchandise? Melissa looks like she is going to freak out if she doesn't say something. What is it?
I have a big bone to pick right now. I just saw this. Why are they selling a just regular off-white long sleeve t-shirt for Indiana Jones for $64 that has nothing?
Hold on.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, it's literally supposed to be a costume shirt. It's like Indiana Jones's shirt. It's a button-down shirt that is white. It has
just it's
places
plain.
for epaulets. It's like they're trying to do cosplay stuff. They're like, here's Indiana Jones' shirt. Let's see what it says. Fans of Indiana Jones will be excited to have unearthed this role-play treasure. Now, you can imagine yourself as an intrepid archaeologist when wearing his iconic white button-down cotton shirt inspired by the final installment of the beloved series of movies. So this is the shirt he wears in the 5th movie, I guess.
Or you could find something similar at a thrift store. I'm just saying.
Or you could buy it at Target.
Is ridiculous.
I mean, it's got the little weird stripy things, but it's a white button-down shirt with pockets on both sides.
And little places for epaulets. Why can't we have that? It's a Disney. Ooh, come on, give us something. You have a big giant face that you could plaster onto everything.
Mara's big fat head?
Buy it.
Yeah,
yes.
Put Mara's big fat head on everything. Make Mara cookie. Mara, I don't know. Mara Loungefly. Mara I don't care. Mara bookends. Mara blanket. Just all the Haunted Mansion stuff.
Mara everything.
Mara Village. All the
Mara
everything.
Chonies. It still sells.
Exactly.
We would still
snakes,
buy it.
or else you're on your own.
There you
Mara,
go.
You got Sala. You got the Skeleton Army. You got Fluffy. You got everybody. Come on.
And technically, if
Jeeps.
you go with the opening of the attraction, technically, if you do a throw, you have 3 different versions of that throw that you can make for each of the different entrances to the attraction.
You could make 3 versions of everything. You could make salt and pepper shakers in the youth, treasure, and future, and I would buy all 3 sets.
Yeah, same here. There's so many of us that would do that, and it's we just get gypped.
Yeah.
No,
right,
we
cool.
get a leather jacket. Good job. For a $400 leather jacket that is modeled by a 12-year-old with floppy hair. If you guys want to go on the Shop Disney page, the model they got for this Indiana Jones, which also I think is funny that he is not wearing the shirt that they are also selling. He's wearing a different shirt, a
Right?
brown
See?
shirt.
My point, exactly.
He's not even wearing the same shirt.
It's not as advertised.
It's not even, no.
When the jacket is
So-
closed, I have to tell you, like, I know that it doesn't have like the rivet-looking buttons on it, but I get some hardcore Rocketeer vibes from that jacket, not
Exactly.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he's got like BTS kid wearing a jacket. I don't know. I just read that BTS is coming to Disney Plus. Now I said BTS.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if you heard about
I
that.
saw that too.
Anyway, there's a random topic that we weren't talking about. BTS coming to Disney Plus in some shape or form. I don't know. I saw it on the headline.
Yeah, they're gonna have some show that I don't remember when it's gonna be launching. They're doing like
five new
like
things.
5 shows or something like that, or 5 specials or something. I don't remember too much from it, but BTS, man, it's coming to Disney Plus. So.
And they're modeling Indiana Jones jackets, apparently.
Or
So anyway-
Rocketeer jackets.
Or Rocketeer
Or
jackets.
Rocketeer,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, just put a little metal helmet and a little jetpack next to that guy, and there you go. Boom.
Yep.
There you go. Like, I don't know. That's my Indiana Jones rant. We can come up with better merch. Just hey, give us a call and we'll get you set up on the merch thing. As long as we can like keep one, I'll do it for free as long as I get one of each of the things. That's all.
That would be nice.
That's
Yeah.
all I ask. I will come up with all of the merchandise you want as long as I get one of each of them.
That's a pretty
And
sweet
you can
deal.
model them, and model them as Sala. You're good. There you
There
go.
we go. I mean, do you remember? Like this was a little bit ago when what was it, the Club 33 Indiana Jones stuff they had.
Vaguely.
Like that was cool. There was like a cool coin, and there was like a tiki mug, and there's like stuff. I'm like, that's cool. Sell us stuff like that. Why is there not like just gold coins? Like I have this gold. I have this gold coin right here. Here's a gold coin. I tapped it on the microphone. You can't tell. This is from Etsy. I have 2 of them because 2 different people bought them for me, and I like having 2 of them anyway. Very cool. Just metal coin. Mara's face. Eye on the back. Why do they not sell this at Disneyland?
Is there chocolate
15
inside of that?
No, it's like metal.
Oh.
It's,
I would buy that too if there was chocolate.
yes, a bag of chocolate coins with
mean-
Mara's face on it. Like, there's so much great Indiana Jones merchandise on like Etsy and on Instagram and everything. They need to just take these pages out of all these people's books, or call us and we'll figure it out. Either way, rant over, I guess. I'll just be ranting in my head.
So what we've determined is that the Holy Grail is not the chalice, but it is indeed good Indiana Jones merch on shopdisney.com.
Yes,
That's
the Holy Grail. Yes. Then they have chosen wisely, I guess. I don't know. You know what? It's I don't know. It makes me so mad. I don't know. Like such disrespect.
Let's see if we can help you with this, because I feel like now you're all worked up. Let's see if we can pivot this into something nicer. How about that?
No, how about we just talk about like some really nice, cool people? How about we talk about nice, cool people instead?
That's a good place for us to pivot. Let's talk about the FGP Squad.
Yay,
Yeah.
I like them. They make me not frustrated.
The FGP Squad is an awesome group of listeners that help us out with a monthly contribution via Patreon. If you want more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, you can head to podketeers.com/FGP for more information. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, what the FGP Squad is all about. And, of course, if you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to us. We'll answer any questions that you have. But being a part of the FGP Squad family does get you some additional perks, including access to a special Discord section, access to additional content on Patreon, random giveaways, access to our happy hour calls, which we are scheduling one very soon. So stay tuned on Discord and on I think this week is actually when we were planning on having one, the week this episode releases. So stay tuned to Discord and Instagram for information on that. Yeah, and more. So if you have any questions about becoming part of the FGP Squad family, head on over to podketeers.com/FGP. And to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support.
I mean, I got like Solid Tour stickers and I got like sign patches and magnets and all this stuff is from Etsy. It's all so cool. Like, okay, here's the Lost Delta Archaeological Expedition, like lapel pins. Etsy and Instagram people are doing like 1,000 times better than Disney's doing on the Indiana Jones front. Okay, I'm done. Okay, what's the next thing we're talking about to get me off of this?
This felt like
this
felt like the last episode when he started listing all the names, and it just continued like after we
the
closed.
minions. And Stuart and Bob and
That's funny. So mentioning Discord, I did post a question earlier today because there was an announcement that Disney was going to be releasing a new service called Car Locator, presented by State Farm. This is going to be part of the Disneyland app, and apparently it is a free service that you'll have in order to help you locate your vehicle. I asked on Discord, do you think you're going to be using this? And if not, what do you do now? Albert said, I don't think I'll be using it. He said he wouldn't be using it. He says, I like taking a picture of the signs and posts to remember where he's parked. Classic. I think a lot of people do that. Heather says she does the same, but she's definitely going to give it a try. She says she's never forgotten where she parked because she always notes where they are. But she has forgotten at Dodger Stadium, which is a much more confusing parking lot, by the way.
Oh, yes, it is.
Anita also said that she takes a photo of the signpost. Brian responded, says that he has no need for pictures or anything like that because he uses Waze pins to find his location.
Oh, that's right.
And so I thought about this, and I was kind of on the same wavelength as Brian, right? Like, I don't use Waze pins, but Google Maps has something very similar where you could just put a pin where you're parked, and it helps you locate your vehicle. And for things like Dodger Stadium, it's especially helpful because it's out in the open. It's a lot easier to lose your vehicle. In a parking structure, you can have the pin, but then you have multiple floors, right? So it's a little more difficult using a pin. So the photo, I think, is one of the best ways to just remember. The other thing I've done in the past is we've just texted it to each other, especially when we have the kids, in case we lost our phone or whatever. We just text like mini 5F or whatever, right? And then we just kind of know it's in a text message. I mean, what are some of the ways that you've kept track of where you're parked, and do you see yourself using this part of the app as well?
No, I don't see myself using this app at all because I just do the same thing as everybody else has said, picture and notes. And sometimes we'll be parked like in Jesse and it's an unfamiliar parking area. So what I'll do is I'll write down, okay, last row all the way down to the right. Just so I remember, okay, keep going, last row to the right, yada yada. No, they could have brought this a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean,
photos are fine.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder how it works, like in the parking garage. Is like, I'm assuming somehow it can, like, do you have to be connected to the Wi-Fi in the park for it to know like what floor you're on? Do you have to input something yourself? How does this work? It'd be interesting to see. I typically end up at the Toy Story lot just because I'm a fan of that lot. And, if we're flying in, we usually try to stay at a hotel near the Toy Story lot so we can just, walk to the bus and call it a day. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in looking at it and seeing how it works. I'm curious as to how it works and how accurate it is to, do I have to put in my parking spot when I park? And then it just is basically like a note that says, hey, I parked here. Or what does it do? But yeah, interesting. Like Melissa said, yeah, it would have been nice to have a while ago. But you know what? Thanks, State Farm, I guess.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, what you're describing, I think, would add. I agree with Heather, right? Like, I feel like I'm going to use this at some point, at least once, just to get the experience. But
Right.
I feel like this is like really an unnecessary addition when we could be concentrating more on bringing back FastPass or something. Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yep.
this. I hate to say it, but it's kind of like a big nothing burger feature because the Disneyland app is already super bloated to begin with. It's super slow. It crashes all the time when you try to well, not all the time. That's unfair to say, but it crashes a lot when you're trying to do things like buy Genie Plus or do any of the features that are already in the app. Like, can't we fix that stuff before we begin to add more features that don't really, I hate to say it, like, they don't add a lot of value.
No.
Just because you throw the word free in front of it doesn't mean that it's going to add the value that people think it's going to add, right? Like this one, to open the app, and let's say that it does work the way that you're saying, right, Andrew? Let's say that you open the app and it detects what structure you're in. It's going to know, oh, Pixar Pals. All right, cool. It knows I'm in Pixar Pals. And then it's going to ask you, what floor are you on? And then you just, tap the floor that you're on. What section are you on? Or, what space are you in or whatever? And then it just taps you. And then, you just know. And then there's like a little widget or something that tells you where you're parked. I mean, that is way too many steps when you can just flick your phone open and take a quick picture of the parking spot.
Exactly.
And I hate to say it, like, not knowing how it's going to work, it would be horrible if all it is you launch the app and it says take a picture of the spot that you're in.
That would be funny.
I don't know how it
would be-
functions, but
Wow.
if that was the case, like, oh man, that would just, it would burn. Right? So
Yeah.
I think if this was launched years ago, I think it would
Like
have been
with the app.
with the app. Yeah, I think it would have been better received. I think
Yeah.
that this is one of those let's toss them a bone features, considering everything else that's going on. And that's cool if there wasn't another way to do it that seemed more practical. But this, I don't know. Aside from using it, just to use it and get the experience with it, I'm going to continue just taking a photo or sending a text message, to my wife where we're parked, because that's a lot more functional, right? Like, if you send yourself a picture or a text or something, what about in those instances where you're in a section where, I don't know, let's say that you don't have Wi-Fi available or you don't have service and your battery is so low that it goes into that mode where it's like trying to save your battery, then you go into airplane mode and then you can't connect to the app anyway. So having a photo or texting is the better option at that point, because then you can at least access your location. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and just kind of spew a bunch of garbage over all of this, because the idea in general is good, but I think it's just like years too late. And it just seems like a consolation prize for other things that should be fixed in the app at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to go on a rant again, but I brought it up. It reminded me of something. Somebody had tweeted about, this thing, and they're like, oh, remember when, and then they shared this video from Walt Disney World, and it was a guy singing about all the free stuff that was included with your stay at the Walt Disney World Resort. And it was like, all right, here's our free shuttle bus from the airport. And, oh, you get fast passes. And if you stay at the resort, you get them 60 days ahead of time. And, oh, this and that. And this was free and that's free and all this stuff. And that was from 2015. And it feels like, a millennia ago that we had just a fast pass, and you could just go to the parks whenever you wanted. And hey, stuff's included. Hey, you have premium annual pass. Oh, you get photo pass for free. We just decided to include that because we're nice. We're nice, cool people, and we just want to give you free things because we want to make your experience here good. And now it's like, you want anything, you better, pony up that money, buddy boy, because it feels like we're getting like wringed out to dry, and that's basically what Bob Chapek has said, and we want to get more money out of less people, basically. And that's kind of the mentality of the company right now. And I will go on this rant forever, and it's a ranty episode, I guess, but it just makes me long for 2015, I guess.
No, that's a good point, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Is like, yeah, sure, it could be free right now, but seeing how we've seen things just be like, oh, we got to pay for this, or we got to pay for this, or this has to be extra, we're going to pay for that. Unfortunately, I see it going that way.
Parking thing
stinks.
Included with Genie Plus, like purchase
Right?
or whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Photos, just take photos and take notes. Just
Yeah.
save your money. Don't even bother with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult thing to process, right? When, especially for annual pass holders that live so close to Disneyland. I guess Walt Disney World pass holders would feel the same, right? Because when you're used to getting something for so long, the pandemic was used essentially to rip the Band-Aid off and say, okay, we're taking away everything we've been wanting to take away but didn't know how to take away in one swoop.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, if they're trying to take it away, it would have been like, it would have taken them like 7 years or something,
right?
To like slowly make those premium or whatever.
Yeah, and look, I've gone on record to say that I understand. I get it, right? Disney is a business.
Right.
They are in the business of making money. They have a board that they have to respond to. They have stockholders that they have to respond to. So I get it. I understand why they do stuff like this. But I think them trying to correct course so quickly, I think, is why people are having such a hard time processing it. Like, if they took a couple things away, or maybe if they cut the time in half, right? If they took like half of those things away one year, half those things away the next year, but then gave us solutions that were just as good, even if you did have to pay a little bit for it. Like, if I had to add, for instance, like if I went into the park and I didn't have PhotoPass, let's say that Disney Genie came up and it was all like $10 per attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I would gladly pay, $10 for 2 or 3 attractions if I knew that I didn't have to stand in line, especially on a really hot day, whatever the case is, right?
Right.
And then on top of that, if the app saw that you made that purchase and it says like, oh, hey, by the way, normally PhotoPass is $15, but because you bought these attractions, you have this one-time offer to get it for the day for $10 or for $5 or whatever, right? If they began to stack on deals, I think they could potentially make more money because people would be appreciative that they're getting some kind of deal. Because everything doesn't feel like a deal right now. Everything just feels like they're trying to take as much money.
Off. Yeah.
Especially for some of the services. So I think I think a lot of it is how they bundle it. I think a lot of it is how they present it. And are they going to change? Probably not, right? Again, they're a business. They want to make money. So a lot of it is going to be, I think, us getting used to this and finding ways around it. Like this app. Yeah, it's free, but, how much other data are they collecting in the app on you, when you use something like this? So, there's a lot of app manufacturers that turn around and sell your data and then make money on you again using that data. I'm not saying that Disneyland is doing that. I don't know if they do, but they could. And if they don't sell it, they could potentially use it to create some kind of profile on you to figure out what to sell you or to link it to your Shop Disney app and to start, targeting things like that, which is what they do now.
And then they'd be like, do you want to buy this $300 Indiana Jones jacket? I'd say, no.
So I don't know. I don't want it to sound like a bummer, right? But it can
Right.
feel like that. It definitely feels like that in many cases because, yeah, a lot of things feel overpriced when you're not getting, the value for them. This free addition to the app, okay, it's free, but it doesn't add the value that I feel they think it's adding, right? And so
Right.
that's why I think it just feels kind of like a burn as well. So I unlike Andrew, I don't want to turn this part into a rant, but I guess it may have sounded like that. I feel
That's all I have
good.
to say. No, that was a angry sound, but okay.
I mean, it went with it.
That was a
so.
good twist.
That's a front. What a twist!
All right, does chocolate make you happy? Because we could talk about chocolate.
I like chocolate pretty
Chocolate
good.
makes everyone happy.
Chocolate's pretty good.
So, speaking of spending more money at Disney,
Okay. Let's do it.
I had an opportunity to watch Thor: Love and Thunder this weekend. I don't want to talk too much about it because, Andrew, I know you haven't watched it yet. Mel,
I have not.
I know you've seen it already. And I'm thinking that I want to do Let's Spoil the Hell Out of This movie for Patreon again, like we did with Multiverse of Madness. So once Andrew watches it, we will do that as well, and we'll do some commentary on the film.
Done.
But it made me remember that at the Ganachery at Disney Springs, they have a little tiny Mjolnir chocolate. And look, I've never been a huge Thor fan, okay? But for some reason, the more that I think about it, I started thinking, like, maybe I should get this Mjolnir because I saw the popcorn bucket that they were going to have at AMC. And I thought that actually looks kind of cool to have it up on display. I'm kind of setting up a few things now, in this new area that I'm sitting. And I thought, okay, maybe I will get this popcorn bucket. And then I saw that Target has the Legends Mjolnir for like $100. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm better off because then it doesn't have the rubble on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, man, maybe I should just get a giant chocolate version of this one. Because, I mean, how cool would it be? Because you could just carry around Mjolnir and just bite on it, and then you just have chocolate and a really great treat to go along with it. And then it made me sad because I figured I would eat the whole thing. So back to buying the replica Mjolnir. Then I thought, what if I just got Stormbreaker? Because, I mean, Stormbreaker's pretty awesome. And then it led me back to, damn, I need a 3D printer.
They need a chocolate 3D printer. Like, not one that's made of chocolate, but one that prints chocolate.
I think they have something like that.
Then we
Wait,
can
really?
make those chocolate Mara coins we're talking about. It comes full circle.
Yeah.
Heyzen's looking it up right now.
Yes, there is a food 3D printer. I'm not sure how legit this list is, but a quick Google search shows the best chocolate 3D printers of 2022.
You know what? That's somebody made a list, so that means there's more than one.
Oh, look at this. Eating 3D printed chocolate. Yeah. Okay, this is a thing. We could buy a 3D printer that extrudes chocolate, and we can make Mara chocolate coins, Andrew.
All right.
Perfect. I'll take a dozen.
Okay, the machine is $2,500.
Okay.
Oh, I see that they're making a giant face with one. We could actually make a giant Mara out of chocolate.
I'll
You know
pay
what?
you.
It would melt in my house.
I know.
It would just be a
But
puddle of chocolate. So yeah, there's a cool Mjolnir at Disney Springs. I kind of want one. It's just chocolate, but I still want one. Thor: Love and Thunder. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, it's funny. I have many thoughts on the film, which we will discuss at a future time. I don't want to say too much because Andrew hasn't watched it yet. I know members of the FGP Squad haven't watched it either, but it's good.
Is it good?
It was okay.
Okay.
No, it was good. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it.
That's a good way to say it.
It's made $315 million worldwide in 4 days.
Boom.
So that's something.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
Okay. Say, hey, speaking of movies, didn't the Emmy nominations come out today?
I believe that's so. My wife texted me the list of Disney Plus Emmy nominations, which is kind of cool.
What got nominated?
So we've got Moon Knight. Or sorry, I did that wrong. Sorry, Moon Knight. Got 8 Emmy nominations. Loki 6 Emmys. Hawkeye 2, and What If 3.
Nice.
So it looks like Moon Knight. I can't say it very fast and deep at the same time. I don't know. Anyway, Moon Knight was nominated for where to go. Best sound editing for a limited or anthology series, movie or special. Best fantasy sci-fi costumes. Best music composition for a limited anthology series. Best character voiceover performance for F. Murray Abraham as Khonshu. Best sound editing for a limited series, movie special. Best sound mixing for a limited series. Best stunt coordination for a drama series. Best stunt performances. I'm not going to read. All those mumbles were for limited series, anthology series, or movie, or something like that. That's like a very convoluted category. So those are the 6 that Moon Knight got nominated for. Loki, production design for a narrative. Every category is so crazy. Best production design for a narrative, period, or fantasy program. Best cinematography for a single camera series. Best fantasy sci-fi costumes. Best musical composition for a series. Best original main title theme music, and best sound editing. Hawkeye 2 nominations for stunt coordination for a comedy and best stunt performance, and What If was nominated for best animated program, as well as 2 voice performances for Jeffrey Wright and Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, that's cool.
So those are all the nominations. I know I just listed a bunch of things and I mumbled a bunch, but yeah, so it looks like they've racked up 20. What is that? 22, 23.
I usually default when I can't count. I just say nearly 2 dozen.
So
Okay.
8 plus 2 is 10 plus 6 is 16 plus 3 is 19. So they have 19.
Yay!
I did it.
You
I did it.
I would not have been able to do that, so kudos to you.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I did it very well either. I could have done it, It's late and I'm not no good at math.
Nearly a dozen. Or 2 dozen. See, I already flubbed it. Nearly 2 dozen.
I usually say between 1 and a million, or 1 and obviously
closer
large
to 1.
number. Yeah,
Right.
somewhere between 1 and 1,000.
But since you're in the biz, do you think they're going to win any of these?
I mean, I did not see who they're up against for any of this stuff. This article I'm reading does not have it, but I can see them picking up probably a few. I mean, just with just how many they're nominated for. I have a feeling Chadwick Boseman might, have a chance, with the with What If. Best animated series also for What If, I think could go. Like some of these, it's hard to tell. It's like best stunt performance, best stunt coordination. Like how many people are nominated for best stunt coordination? I would say Hawkeye probably did a good job. I bet you if I had to, hazard a guess out of the 19, out of the more than a dozen nominations, I'd say they pick up 8 to 10.
That's fair.
That's just my guess.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty accurate. I wasn't even aware that they had that many nominations. Moon Knight, Moon Knight, I feel is gonna pick up a big chunk of those because of cinematography and everything. I mean, the Disney Plus shows, they're actually really good. They're these tiny cut up, very long movies into episodes.
They are
Pretty
movies.
much.
Yes, they're movies.
And the production value is obviously there. The storytelling has been really great, although does it all apply to the MCU as we know it right now? Probably not. I think Moon Knight is one of the best examples of that, where it was a great story. They were able to, get you from point A to point Z in the series, but it didn't feel like it had any ramifications for Phase 4 in the MCU, with the exception... Ooh, I can't talk about that. Okay, never mind.
Nope.
The point is that the writing's great. They do look like tiny feature films that have been split up into multiple episodes, and I think that's why I enjoy them so much, because it just feels like a Marvel film. Whenever I'm watching them, it feels like a new Marvel film every week, right? And to me, that's like a warm hug. So I love hearing the Marvel intro. That fanfare just makes me feel all warm and squishy inside. So anytime I get to hear it and something new Marvel is coming around, I'm in it hook, line, and sinker. I don't care who says it's good or who says it's bad. I'm in it.
So yeah, I'm looking at the full list of all of the stuff here, and there's other. This must have just been the Marvel list or something, because there's some other Disney stuff on here, plus Fox stuff. Like for outstanding animated program, which What If is in contention for. Also included in that list is Arcane, which is on Netflix, Bob's Burgers, which is Fox, which is owned by Disney, Rick and Morty, The Simpsons, which is another Disney, and What If. So three of the 5 are owned by Disney, so they got a good chance there. And then there's like an outstanding short form animated program, and on there is like Star Wars Visions, which is on Disney Plus, and When Billy Met Lisa on Disney Plus. So there's more than just those that I listed. If I went through this, I'm sure I could find some more. But yeah, it looks like there's Loki's up against Stranger Things.
Sorry, Loki.
Emmys. And yeah.
Sorry, Loki.
This is for production design. Gilded Age the Great, Loki, Marvelous Miss Maisel, and Stranger Things. So yeah, there's some this list is really long. I'm not gonna get into this because it's already almost time to go to bed. So
yeah, I mean, I guess regardless of what category they're in, somehow Disney's going to end up with some kind of award because of how much they own.
Exactly.
So yeah, Marvel wise, I'm gonna be rooting for them. Loki, I think, doesn't stand a good chance if it's up against Stranger Things in that category. Stranger Things has just knocked it out of the park this season. I am looking forward to the next one. For a period piece, they get everything. They get so many things right in Stranger Things that it's so nostalgic. It makes you feel like you're a part of it. I don't know. There's just so many great things I can say about Stranger Things. So I have a feeling that Stranger Things has taken that award. I don't know what else they're up for, but that one in particular, I feel like they're taking that one.
Well, they're not up for outstanding commercial. That's apparently something you can get an Emmy for.
Well, they do have a Stranger Things Domino's commercial right now.
Let's see. The commercials are a commercial called Detective for the iPhone 13. Everyone But John Hamm for Apple TV Plus. The Lost Class. Change the Ref Hungry Man Productions. I'm guessing that's a Hungry Man thing. I don't know. Skate Nation Ghana. That's a Facebook commercial. Teenage Dream. I don't know what that is. And Walter the Cat, a Chevy Silverado commercial. So there's apparently you can just get an Emmy for like anything. Maybe I'm nominated for an Emmy. I have to check this list.
Podketeers, we're the only ones up for the award of podcasts where they're ranting about Indiana Jones's jacket that looks like it really belongs to the Rocketeer, but it doesn't because it's missing the button rivet looking things.
Exactly. You know what? Yeah. Look, outstanding technical direction, camera work, video control for a special. That's a very niche thing. And it's, oh geez, I'm not gonna get into this. This has there's 5 nominated, but it's 5 like groups of people, and every one of them is listed. It's like 40 people.
Wow.
For the 57th Academy of Country Music Awards.
Oh wow.
Every camera operator. It's this list. If you go to Variety and look up the Emmy Awards, there's a 5,000 mile long thing. Oh, there's Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Outstanding editing for a limited anthology. Sound editing. American Horror Story. Gaslit. Midnight Mass. Moon Knight. Station 11. I've only heard of one of those, and it's Moon Knight. Oh, no, unless I've heard of American Horror Story. Anyway, I'm just getting into the weeds on this. Let's go to something else if we're done talking about this, because I'm just going to, I keep reading this, and I'll find something interesting here, and I'll just talk about it forever.
Well, let's pivot to this, and this is what we'll end the episode on. How about that?
Pivot.
You got me thinking about Chibiverse earlier because
there's that one.
Yeah. So you got me thinking about it because this week they dropped the teaser for the theme song of, it was kind of our first look into Chibiverse. And I have to tell you, I thought we talked about this because when I got your text message, like you were so surprised, like you saw Molly's Haunted Mansion, and I love that episode, right? I've been watching these chibi things for 3 or 4 years now, I want to say. And it all started back when they did the big Chibi 6 animated series. They had a series of like 12 shorts. They started like at the end of 2018, I want to say. And they ran for like a good 6-7 months. And then from there, they pivoted to Chibi Tiny Tales. And so they released those on Disney Channel. Then they started posting those on YouTube. And the very first Chibi Tiny Tales that they did was for Amphibia. They did like 8 episodes of Amphibia. They went to Phineas and Ferb and did a few episodes for Phineas and Ferb. They did Halloween Town, DuckTales, Big City Greens got some episodes. The Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures show also got some chibi episodes. Moana was I think the only animated film that got to Chibi Tales.
Did they consider the coconut?
Yes.
Okay, good.
No, they didn't. Zombies, High School Musical. I don't remember. There was like 2 or 3 other ones that they ended up doing, but everyone. Oh, Descendants, I think got some. I don't remember the others. But every one of them, they did like at least 3 episodes of each one. Amphibia got the longest run on the Chibi Tiny Tales. And they were all like super funny. They were all just like fun little shorts and episodes that you could watch. And so now they're taking all of the chibi stuff that they did and they're creating this Chibiverse. It's a new show. It's going to be on Disney Channel, I think, to start off. I think it premieres at the end of July. So in a couple of weeks, you should start seeing it on Disney Channel if you have that. But the song is fun. It was... How did you describe it earlier?
It sounds like the Animaniacs, like the what is it, the like the state capitals or the president's song or whatever. Exactly. Exactly. And it sounds like one of the Animaniacs is singing it. Like that's the Chibiverse theme song.
I mean, I feel like that was by design, right?
I'm sure it's intentional. Yeah. Like it's kind of in that vein of like wacky, zany, fun time, smash people on the head with a hammer kind of stuff.
And it definitely is that. A lot of the chibi cartoons are just, like you said, they're zany. And honestly, I've enjoyed them. They're short, they're funny. There's probably 2 or 3 of them that I just thought like, okay, I can do without those. But for the most part, they're all good. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with Chibiverse. It feels like this weird mashup of Disney Infinity because the Disney Infinity characters had cutesy looks to them. They were a lot blockier. They were a lot, more like defined. Chibi is like super cutesy, right? Like little short and round and big eyes and everything. So they weren't quite Disney Infinity.
I resemble that remark.
Well, I mean, it describes me to a T. So, so I'm looking forward to it. Again, I enjoyed the other episodes. But they did talk about how a lot of the characters that they've had before, like Phineas and Ferb and Molly McGee, they're bringing in Penny Proud and Cricket Green. So a lot of the characters that have been on Disney
Dipper
Channel,
Pines.
there's it's gonna be great.
Grunkle Stan.
I love it. There's like one scene in the theme song where Phineas and Ferb are taking photos with Waddles from Gravity Falls. I just thought that was kind of cool. And if you've never seen the Chibi
And they
Tiny
all just
Tales-
don't like talk, right?
No.
They just like make squeaks and whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's more like music and stuff, right?
Yeah. So you could do one of two things. If you have time to sit and watch all of them, or if you have just, a few hours to waste, the majority, if not all of them, are on the Disney Channel YouTube. So I think they have a couple of playlists set up where you can watch all of the Chibi Tiny Tales. You can watch the big Chibi 6. But if Disney Plus is where you like to do a lot of your watching, I believe that on a weekly basis, starting this week, starting the day that this episode launches, I think, they're going to be posting an episode of Chibi Tiny Tales like every week. Stay tuned for that. If you haven't watched it, take a look. They're pretty fun. They're really short. They range anywhere from like 4 to 6 minutes, 4 to 7 minutes maybe. But they're fun, for what they are. If you've seen any of the As Told by Emoji, they're very like similar to the type of humor. Like they're like Andrew said, there's not a lot of talking in them.
Or kind of like what is it, like the Tsum Tsum?
Oh,
like,
the Tsum Tsum ones are another great example.
ones,
Yeah,
like-
that's
Yeah.
another great example. But they're fun. I like them. If you just want a quick short, that's a good thing to watch.
So I paused this theme song because they show like the Chibiverse, and it looks like a planet kind of. And it looks like there's a lot of parks references in this Chibi planet. But there's like a monorail going right through, going behind a haunted mansion. And then there's a Big Thunder Mountain. And then there's like the subs and a pirate ship. And there's all kinds of, all kinds of stuff. My Matterhorn looking thing. So, plus like there's like Doofenshmirtz building or whatever. Oh, there's Space Mountain. Big old pumpkin. Like I'm good at listing things.
Yeah.
Castle right there. TV.
That's what
bus.
I'm saying. That Chibiverse is going to be. I think there's a lot of inspiration that was not only pulled by the Tiny Tales, but it's also, I think, heavily going to be inspired by having all of the characters available in something like Disney Infinity, because they all just kind of ran amok. In those.
You know what it reminds me of is, sad to say, but Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Oh.
Where they're like, hey, we're Warner Brothers, and here's all our stuff, and we're going to be, here's Algae Rhythm. Maybe Algae Rhythm will show up in the Chibiverse. I don't know. But that's what it kind of reminds me of. Like, I think they're doing it in a more successful and appropriate way where Space Jam kind of jumped the shark a little bit, but it just reminds me of that. It's like, okay, here's all our properties all in one, where Huey, Dewey, and Louie can meet Captain America or whatever, and the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah, I think there's a really good way to do stuff like this. Like the Tiny Tales all concentrated on their own properties, right? So they didn't cross over. This is the first time that they're fully doing crossovers with all of the characters. To be honest, I always wanted to see a Disney Infinity cartoon or short, because like I said, the characters, the way that they were sculpted, had a lot of character to them. They were very distinct in how they were made, and when you played the game, it didn't feel like they didn't belong, right? Like you could play in certain worlds and you could have certain elements of a park or a certain area, and if you had characters that didn't belong, that shouldn't be crossed over, it didn't feel foreign in Infinity, right? It just all worked well together, and I'm hoping that they took that aspect of the game and they're incorporating that into Chibiverse, except that they're adding like some, comedic value, and they're adding some stories and stuff to it. So I think I'm excited about this because it has the potential of being the Disney Infinity cartoon or shorts that I always wanted but never got.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
If somebody can, I'm going through this theme song, and if anybody knows, I don't know who. I haven't watched a ton of Disney Channel shows and whatever, but there's like one that looks like that Pokemon that has like the skull on his head. You know that Pokemon? I don't know. There's like a Pokemon guy.
Marowak?
Sure, I don't know. Anyway,
Yes.
What's that from? And then there's also like a guy who's just got like holding his head, and he's got green hair, like a disembodied head running around. So if anybody knows what that is, why don't you go up in Discord and let me know, because I want to know who these people are. I don't remember a show where it's like disembodied head Dan or whatever, and he has green hair.
Maybe it's Randall Pace. It's a good old Hatbox Ghost.
I no, because the Hatbox Ghost is the Hatbox Ghost. We saw that in the Chibi whatever.
In Molly's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, so we know what the Hatbox Ghost looks like. Maybe it's a live Hatbox Ghost. I don't know. But yeah, if anybody out there knows that, who that guy holding his own head is, that would be good to know.
All right.
It's probably just some Disney Channel show that had like 11 seasons just quietly and nobody knew about it.
I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna watch it again. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch it, I'll put it in the blog post for the episode, podketeers.com/421.
40 seconds.
But I'll also post it on Discord so you have an opportunity to watch it there as well.
Because I know who Launchpad McQuack is right there. Boom. There's Launchpad McQuack. And there's the ghost from Molly and the Ghost. I only know that because of the Haunted Mansion one. There's Doofenshmirtz. I know that. And there's a pig. I know what a pig is.
That's Waddles.
There's Perry the Platypus. I know Perry the
Gizmo
Platypus.
Duck is in there too.
There's also, for like half a second, you see Rufus from Kim Possible.
Oh, nice.
So, anyway, there's all kinds of cool stuff with this Chibi thing. I'm kind of excited for it.
Dissect,
hopefully it's good.
Frame by frame, all the characters represented.
This is my favorite thing to do. Just go frame by frame.
Boom.
All
right. I think that's where we're going to end the episode. We're going to let Andrew go in and list out everyone that he sees in the trailer for Chibiverse.
The code to get into the secret Chibi lab is 1923.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Easter egg.
I like how it's like, okay, here's the Disney. Like, this is where like, there's a secret underground. Oh, this is cool. I didn't see this part before. Okay, so before we end the episode, so there's like, it starts out with like the castle, and then it goes underground, and then there's like an Autopia car, and there's like a Skyway bucket. And then, like, something that kind of looks like Mara's head, but it's not gold.
But it's the frozen head.
No, it's like a stone head. And a skeleton. And then, like, oh, by the way, here's, like, a Disney secret lab that's underground with just, like, a big D on the front, which I think is kind of funny.
It exists. We knew it.
There's a secret town underneath Disneyland. Everybody tries to tell me. No, there's not. I guess there is now. It's the Chibi town.
It's the Chibiverse town thing.
It's the Chibiverse town. Oh, they got. I'm just gonna keep. Frame by framing. There's like a pile of just like Disney stuff, and there is a Disney store key. You know those keys that you could get that are like themed. Yeah. There's like one of those just in a pile of stuff, which I think is funny.
That's cool.
But remember when you said you're gonna end the episode, and then I kept talking?
Yeah. I didn't see the key, but now I'm excited. I feel like again. Maybe taking some inspiration from the new Mickey Mouse shorts that are just replete with Easter eggs for the parks and everything else. So
there's a whip, Melissa. That has to be Indiana Jones whip.
That has to be. We'll take it.
Yep.
Or a $400 jacket.
Yep, $400 jacket.
That's it. We're ending it.
We're done.
We're done. All right. If you have any comments on anything that we talk about, remember to join us over on Discord. If you're not yet signed up, super easy to join us. Head over to our Instagram stories, find the pinned Discord story, do a couple of tappy tap things, and you'll be on Discord with us in no time.
Yay.
And that's it. Until next time.
Oh, and Quizneyland comes out this week, too.
Oh, we got a new Quizneyland episode this week.
Quizneyland. There's stuff. And there's questions and stuff. But, yeah, that's it. Quizneyland. Listen to it.
And you look so serious when you were recording the episode this last weekend.
That's my raised eyebrow. Like, hey, there's some questions going on here. Let's record it. I don't know.
That's how you know he's serious. The eyebrow goes
Yes.
up, boom.
Yeah.
All business.
It's like The Rock.
Boom.
I'm. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing it. Nobody can see it.
Like I keep seeing you, and I'm
Oh.
mesmerized by the fact that you keep doing it, but no one else can see it. So
That's
on
okay.
that
Let's
note,
get out of here.
it's time to wrap it up. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Part of the Podketeers Network.